should be live.
Did you
Now just remember,
think-
guys, for the
I think
first
Red Sauce
minute here,
Spider.
we gotta try to not curse. All right, it's gonna mess with the algorithm if we do that.
Fuck.
Why the fuck
Uh,
not?
Well, shit, bitch.
We're not big time enough for that sort of thing to matter.
Yeah.
And plus, I don't think I could if
You guys gotta aim for the stars there. You gotta aim higher.
See, if
Bitch,
I
I
were
am
to
the
truly aim
stars.
higher,
I don't
I'd be
I don't
hitting
want
buttons on my soundboard.
I don't want to aim for the stars. Okay?
All right.
Okay. It's been a while since we were playing this, so I'm looking at the board right now and I'm seeing a bunch of basilisks X'd out. I see a white statue standing in a hole. And then just a fucking zombie looking like a bouncer being like, I'm protecting this one.
Oh, oops.
Oh, but that's right, that's the headless zombie. I remember now.
Mhm.
Or whatever he's actually meant to be.
It's the
He's-
endless zombie null creature that we need to come up with a name for. And then the white thing was, I forget what her name is off the top of my head, but it was like Priscilla's master guardian, whatever she was.
His first name can
The
be
bitch that
Ima.
abandoned her.
Yeah.
The one that literally said, "This is a you problem," and walked away.
I was gonna say the zombie's name can be Ima. Ima be fallen.
Oh, yep. Okay, cool.
We'll just get her out of here.
Hello. Greetings.
Greetings. I am here to talk to you about Jesus.
I have the power of God and anime on my side.
Damn.
I'm gonna move
Alright.
my ass back over to where I was. There we go.
So I'm Geared said that there's a ad on his end, so I'm just waiting for him to check our audio setting or sounds. All right, Geared is here.
Oof.
All sound good? Cool. Thank you.
He's alive.
Geared
He's
Gollum,
alive.
everyone. Our man behind the scenes and on the screen from time to time.
Woo! Oh,
Freebird Slayer. Okay.
There. All right. So now that we're here, hi everyone, and welcome to our night of D&D. We're back again with the Odd Company. Been a couple weeks due to technical difficulty and heat. Dear God, heat. It's softer than everyone else. Okay, hang on one second. Let me make sure
Yep,
that
if
I've
it's
actually got my microphone set up for this, because I know we had a problem with that.
I mean, this is the clearest you've ever sounded.
I'm talking about on stream.
Fair enough.
yeah, it usually sounds different in like the archive.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know what it was that was doing it, but for some reason, OBS was catching the microphone that's on my headset, but my computer wasn't recognizing that I was even an input.
Yeah, I think that like the Unexpectables definitely had that problem before.
Yeah.
Or other folks that I've seen, like it's a pretty common one for
Yeah.
using Discord on Twitch.
Yeah, it's
OBS.
definitely a weird one. I'm not sure if it's ever going to be a problem we're going to get over. At least not anytime soon. All right,
Go with that attitude.
I turned everyone else down and I turned myself up. I think I could actually turn you guys down a little bit in Discord. Where do I-
Fix it. No, I'm kidding.
I'm trying.
Yeah, typically the three of us rarely need any adjusting. Sometimes Brent has come in a little bit quiet in the past, but that hasn't been a problem for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be because I'm fucking loud.
Could be.
Yeah. I think
I
that's
am
the
a-
same.
Boisterous individual.
But I know that we also have a problem sometimes when it comes to audio. Like, if Mike turns away from his headset, or not headset, from his microphone, or if I like walk into the other room and I forget to unmute or something like that.
Yep.
So, all right. So
But I
back
mean,
to
this is
introductions.
the yeah.
So we're back after a few weeks of being off. I guess we'll go down the list here and start with Mike.
Yes.
How you doing?
Better than you. Better than your situation in the heat. I'm good.
Fair.
Concrete basement. It's nice.
I miss it. Which is a weird statement to hear, but I miss it.
I mean, it's to the point where like I'm not sweating, but if I put on clothes, I might.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it
here.
You heard it here first. Mike is streaming naked.
I mean, I've got boxers on.
Wait, you too?
I mean, there's a reason
Wow.
why. There's a reason why some of us don't have a face cam.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and here I thought it was because I was ugly this entire time.
I mean,
Not the part of you that counts.
Oh.
oh, damn.
That's crazy.
Thanks to this heat, I ended up fucking passing out in my bed again. Like I was up until 3 a.m, woke up at like 11, played some Monster Hunter with a few friends, and then just sat on my bed and woke up.
Speaking of Monster Hunter, where are you playing that Monster Hunter at?
You can find me playing Monster Hunter World / Iceborne and Rise coming back with the Rise anyway, due to the DLC hitting Wednesday at twitch.tv/Zedimus. Don't Zedimus out.
Wow.
I'm not sorry.
You should be.
You can go Zeta fuck yourself.
And our DM for the night, Luke.
Chavez, you're a father. This will concern you someday.
Wait, I'm a father. Shit. Where are they at?
When do you think it'll be appropriate to teach about the shall we say disco era in schools? Like when is it appropriate to tell the kids about the old snow pony and how that really affected the country?
Can I have whatever drugs you're on?
Right?
Yes.
Well, all right. Cool. I've got myself a dealer. That's what the D and DM stands for.
I'm just saying they teach about prohibition like to no end. It's awful, but they don't talk about the heroin. They don't talk about the cocaine.
Friendly neighborhood dealer man.
Swip. It's not web. It's cocaine.
Okay.
It's
All right. Let's not say it's too much on stream. We don't want to get in trouble.
That's why I made a point of not pronouncing it right.
Cocaina.
There.
Anyway.
And I guess that brings us around to me. I'm Wolfsbane 1025. If you found this video either live on YouTube or in the VODs, you know where to find me. But if not, you can find me here.
Where you're at.
Yes, where I'm at. In a chair with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fans going around me trying to keep this room below 80 degrees, and I'm kind of failing at that. I swear, I've got a box fan in the window going on really low. I've got 2 fans on my desk, and I've got 1 fan over by my door trying to circulate the air.
Box fan in the window. Box fan in the chair.
Pro tip for y'all trying to beat the heat. If you can get one of those double fans, like they have them at like Home Depot and stuff like that. It'll have like 2 fans on it, and you can put it in your window. but it's basically just a box fan.
Yeah.
Place.
What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get one of those, and you're going to want to put it on exchange so that one is blowing in and one is blowing out. The reason is that if you just have a bunch of fans going and no exhaust, you're just moving a bunch of hot air around your room.
Cool. So I've got one fan pointed out the door to push it down the hallway out those windows and doors.
There you go.
Yeah, so that's where you can find me. Yeah, so at some point, and Luke, me and you are gonna need to talk about this after we're done. If you guys didn't catch it last time we did one, we're trying to set up to do another showcasing of the maps that we made for Odd Company. Yep. We've built, I don't know how many parts of our of this map in Minecraft, and we've done as best we could to kind of show what we're thinking.
Yeah.
So at some point, watch out for that, and I will try to remember to actually add it to YouTube and VODs after we're done. I think the last time we did one, and we only had like half the maps we have now. It took like 2.5, almost 3 hours for us to showcase.
Yeah. There's a lot of thought that goes behind some of the designs. Like, one of the reasons that we sometimes don't have the maps on here for the show is that when me and Chavi get into it and we start making the Minecraft maps, I really can think about the details and things like that, and like what that means for, like, you know, the setting and all the historical content and shit like that. But then I have to like try and communicate my ideas to Chavez, and it just takes forever. Because I'm not like artistically inclined at all, and so I'm like, you gotta kind of, you know, like with a thing.
For one, the reworking of the Theseus happened like 4 times before we figured out what we were doing with it.
And I'm so happy with the Theseus. Like, that's how I actually see it in my head now. Like, it's so much more solid. So yeah, it's a fun process, and I encourage you guys, if you're playing your D&D, use whatever tools help you get your creative juices flowing.
Yes. Well, with that being said and all that out of the way, Luke, I will leave it to you to take us away.
For sure.
Take us away.
Might have a little bit of a shorter of a session here because I have things that I would like to have happen, and we'll see how it all plays out. But just, you know, depending on what you guys get into, hopefully not necessarily a 4-hour stream this time. But would anyone like to take us on our usual recap?
Tyrion almost died, along with Dirk.
Silica made things his mind slaves briefly, and then had a moment of clarity and stopped, or tried to.
So we fought off a horde of, again, we don't have a name for them, but the zombie gnolls in the beginning. Found a giant hole in the ground. Didn't want to go down it. Didn't know how far it went. I forget how far down you said it was.
So you are currently 8 days underground, I believe.
More than that. It took us 9 days to get here.
Right, it took 9? I thought I said 7 at first.
No, I think you said it was like 9 days to get to that village, and then like another like half day to get to where we're at.
You guys are at least a week underground.
Yeah.
I miss the sunshine.
What's the sun like?
What is sun?
Angry.
I'm a gamer. I don't know what that is.
Fair. Yeah, Silica has now got a Basilisk friends. The equivalent of Balasar is a Tyrion. You have a Basilisk companion, as far as we know.
Yes. He's probably not going to keep it.
Just looks over. Mine's bigger.
Who, unless something's changed, last time I remember had Priscilla, another mind flayer,
As its captive, yes.
as is. We'll go with that one because that's a lot more. That's better than what I was about to say. As his captive, we fought off a few more basilisks, some more zombie gnolls, and then I do not remember her name off the top of my head, but we met basically Priscilla's boss, who decided that we were Priscilla's problem and left her to deal with it.
Rude.
Yeah, we fought. Yeah, I think I covered it.
Yeah, it's a pretty good recap from last time.
Oh, right. Tyrion and Dirk walked out of the fight with like less than 5 HP each. All right, and Dirk was like super big.
Basilica learned that his father's dead. Probably. The big brain
That
one,
is
not
also
his elf dad. Who knows what the fuck happened with that guy?
Who knows, indeed.
Big brain daddy.
Daddy, no.
All right. Well, that sounds like a pretty decent wrap up. I think you covered all our bases here. So, Chavez, go ahead and just take yourself a standard inspiration.
Standard inspiration.
No, remember, was the
Tyrion notes
do? Is the standard
the inspiration. It's basically just a reroll.
Okay.
Yeah. And the way I rule them is that they're kind of like coupons. So like you can redeem them for your friends if you like. And then of course, if you've noticed, I'll also do just kind of random things here. So sometimes I'll only give you like a D12 inspiration or something like that instead of a full D20.
Okay. I will.
So you can add that instead. But yeah, I like to shake things up with inspiration. So as you take your normal inspiration, Tyrion notes that he feels some sort of positive change in the world that he doesn't really understand.
Okay. Let me. Little background noise.
All right. Our heroes find themselves in this deep underground cave. The light of Dirk Dingus's holy sword sort of giving what illumination it can in this deep underground cavern. Dirk, I believe you're no longer huge, correct? That we dropped concentration on that in Silica?
Yep. I would imagine by now, yeah.
Yeah.
So Dirk and all of you who can actually only see with sources of light will see a 40-foot bright light followed by 40 feet of dim light, just sort of cascading off the nooks and crannies and stalactites of this cavern. The rest of you who have natural dark vision and magical sights otherwise have to kind of choose between looking at the dark places with your dark eyes or adjusting to the light. It's kind of uncomfortable, but it doesn't really do anything mechanically.
Is that even something you can turn off?
Yeah, it's much like in real life where you have to adjust to either the darkness or the bright when you come out of a dark place. So only much more extreme. So like if you are like in full dark light, like if you're just using your full dark vision in like a cave like now where there's absolutely no light, and then Dirk were to just suddenly pull out his sword and you were standing right next to him, it'd be very painful, but you'd adjust.
It'd almost be like a flashbang.
Kind of, a little bit. You might see spots for a second. So yeah, that's something that all of you sort of with your monstrous sight abilities are kind of used to in the world in general, like, you know, getting up in the morning and drawing curtains and things. But You see the corpses of the basilisks about here, with your one surviving basilisk still marching down the corridor here, clutching Priscilla. None of you seem to be aware of them. You sort of hear them kind of eight-legged creatures stomping off into the distance in this cavern, just clap, 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 clap. Your crew members around you, looking to you for basically the instruction in their next move. So what would you all like to do?
First, because I was choke holding this basilisk to the ground that's between me and Salim. As it goes to the ground, I snap its neck just to make sure it's fully dead. Am I still technically raging?
For like the next 10 seconds or so.
Okay, I'm gonna stand up and oh, why am I... Can I not control my... Oh, right, I'm in the wrong... 5, 10, 15, 20 to right there, and I'm gonna kick him. I'm gonna start to kick him and try and get him down this hole.
Okay, I'm not even gonna make you roll for it because he's like basically blinded and technically mechanically dead anyway. He doesn't have any HP. He's just walking around because it's funny. Yeah.
Okay.
So
cool.
don't even have to roll anything. You just kick him.
Okay.
Go ahead. I guess roll an athletics check to see how far you kick him.
Athletics is right there. 14.
Okay. He's gone.
Yay!
He just goes full in this hole.
Oh,
Let me actually sit a little more in front of my microphone. All right.
Still in a blind fury, you turn back from the pit. What would the rest of you like to do?
So Lucas probably going to head back to the main corridor there to see if Priscilla's still here.
Okay. We'll come back to that unless does everyone else want to follow him or what is going on?
Go for it.
I was gonna say, does anybody have a potion of healing? I am not doing well.
I will pass you my last potion of healing.
Can constructs in this world accept that? As a
Yes, we've established it kind of reinforces your magical runes, revitalizes things. It's very important that constructs are kind of compatible with the healing potions and things.
Does he drink it or do we pour it on him?
No, hold on. I actually have something for this.
Or do we do it like Bender?
No, essentially what you see is as I go to reach for it, my arm falls off. I'm just gonna straight up say I am at 1 HP.
Oof.
I am falling the fuck apart. So he'll that's someone left the session. Sorry, I just heard the leaving noise. So then he'll look down at his arm. He'll grab it, put it back into socket, grab it with a good arm. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And he takes his finger, puts it into the jar, and it begins to absorb.
You want to roll that, or do you want me to roll it?
What am I rolling?
2d4 plus 2.
2d4 plus 2. Boosh.
Oh.
That's an 8.
That's a max.
Mm-hmm.
Hey. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
You see Dirk as he starts absorbing all of the potion through his sort of finger proboscis here attachment. You see all kinds of like magical runes all about his body in the Minoic language sort of light up for a second. You see gears sort of spin a little bit faster, rivets start mending themselves back into place, and you see dents just sort of pop back out. He's still, I'm assuming, really beat up, but you see him, he looks a little more structurally sound.
Yeah. Well, at least I think that'll keep my arm up, but I'm quite literally a stray fart in the wind from dying.
Sorry, here, give me a second.
It falls over.
Nah! but yeah, he's definitely doing better than he was.
I will shout out, Liv, follow Basilica. He might need your help. Salim, come give us a hand with these. And I want to, I want to take an eye and a head from one of the basilisks, and I guess as much pelt as I can off another one.
Okay. So you want to loot the basilisks?
Yes, I want the head of one of them, an eyeball of another one, and then pelt.
Okay. Then let's go ahead and roll 3 survival checks, but let's get them one at a time here. So,
would I get advantage because I have Salim helping me?
Yeah, Salim will give you the help action.
All right, first one, 19.
19. You said you wanted the head off that one?
Yes, I want a head off one, an eyeball off another one. No.
Okay.
12 for the eye, I guess.
Okay.
And 22 for the pelt.
Okay, that's rather fitting. You managed to carve off a nice clean trophy off one of these guys. One of the ones that didn't take too much damage to the face or anything like that. So you get him head and all, and it's just it's like perfect clean cut. It doesn't seem too messy or anything like that. You move on to the other basilisk, and like you're still kind of weary of trying to handle their eyes, even though like you've been assured that they don't seem to really do anything. You're still like not looking directly at it, and you kind of puncture one of them, but you manage to get one slightly damaged eye of a basilisk. But when you try to skin one of these things, it's weird. Like, it's like if you took like crocodile leather and then brought it up to like a slightly softer consistency, like beef jerky almost, and then just rubbed Vaseline all over it. They're incredibly hard to skin. You don't really manage to get much other than a good, we'll say. Yeah, you managed to get like a couple like little like if you can think like horny toad scales, like you get kind of like bumpy nodules off of them. A couple scales of these basilisks. You get 10, but you don't get much hide off these things, unfortunately. And they're very gross to handle.
Okay. Adding that to my. Okay.
The head is also kind of slimy, but yeah.
Gross.
Alright. Well, I will load up what I can into Balasar's saddlebags, and I'll use the rope from him and tie the head off, kind of like a shoulder bag kind of thing, and just latch that to my back.
Gotcha. Yeah, okay. He's looking at you while you're doing that, and he's like sniffing these things. Just he's not super happy about these. They smell gross.
I will press digitation as best I can to get rid of the smell.
Okay. Dirk, is there anything you wanted to do?
Dirk is doing
besides not die.
Well, shit. I got nothing then. Dirk is just basically on standby right now. He's looking around, making sure there's nothing else showing up in the cave. He's just gonna play guard until someone asks him if he wants to do something else, or he dies. He's just gonna guard.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Can do. I said can do. There we go.
18?
18. Oh, wow. Nice.
Interesting. Dirk.
That's me.
You notice as you're holding your sword aloft and getting a good look around this cave, you kind of see a couple things here. You see that there is this cave here in the back, which sort of looks like, I don't know if how much of this I revealed. 1 second. Where is
The
my
room that we're
Raphael?
in is kind of like is the extent of what you've revealed.
I will fix that. I said reveal areas. And yeah. Is that doing it?
Nothing happened.
Well, shoot. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Does that reveal it a little bit more?
A little bit.
So you see this cavern. So you see this cavern kind of in the back here. It looks like it might just be kind of something like a dead end, or maybe like a sleeping area for where these basilisks were, but it doesn't really catch your eye. Then you kind of look over here, and you see something kind of glint in this direction as it catches your torchlight of your sword. You see some like a sort of like glinting.
Yeah, I look over to the guys and I just say, I'm going to go investigate. I see something over here in this tunnel. I'm not going to go too far in.
Salim,
he will...
me and Balasar got this. Go with him.
Of course.
And then I'll stop right here, and do you mind if I roll another perception to see in further?
As you approach further, you illuminate. God damn it! I have to switch between so many tools.
I'm sorry.
As you come to this if you come down this corridor here, you can come just a couple steps further. You see.
Yeah.
This massive crystalline cavern, with all these sort of gemmy geodes sort of protruding from the ground in sort of raw fashion. It looks like this cave leads directly into a giant geode itself, and you're looking essentially inside of what would be like a room-sized thunder egg. Oddly enough, though, what really, after that catches your eye as you walk in, you notice that the smell is absolutely awful. And as you come in here and take a look around, you notice that there's all kinds of refuse piles and mushrooms and things like that growing in the corners and stuff. This appears to be the Basilisk's restroom.
You found the poop room.
All of that build up for this? To hell with you, DM! Just Salim looks at me and I just go, it's a shit room.
But you do know, Salim, as he comes through, as he's with you here, he's just absolutely agape at the size of these crystals. He's like, my word, we could be rich off those.
I look at myself, look at the cracks and everything in my body. What, are you looking to carry them yourself? I'm in no condition.
Oh. We'll roll something for him. Very well. Better hope this job pays.
You'll get paid when you prove yourself.
He just starts grumbling to himself as he looks forlornly at the glittering cavern.
So I do say that above game.
Gotcha.
But he hit maybe once or twice all of last combat session.
Something like that.
At least he didn't die.
Oh no. You. Oh,
Is there
no,
anything
you
else you'd like to do, Dirk?
Dirk, what do you
Yeah.
see?
A lot of crystals, refuse, and mushrooms.
Hearing that, Tyrion would get up and head over there too.
Poop shrooms, they always stick together.
Because of poop.
Okay.
I guess I'll
Yeah. You see exactly what I described. You see a geode bathroom.
All right. Using my wanderer feature, is any of this salvageable for food supply? If we were to like clean it off and use it for like cooking or replacing rations.
Just I come back and I see you on the ground eating something. Are you eating shit?
I cleaned it.
As you hear Basilica's words echo in your mind. You don't eat where you shit, Tyrion. It's gross.
Actually,
You can't
both of
use
you
that
would
here.
know. Actually, both of you would know quite readily that unfortunately, one of the rules of the wilderness is that you usually the best place to find mushrooms is right around shit. And some of the best tasting mushrooms like specific types of poop. There's mushrooms that like bear poop more than deer poop, and vice versa. So actually, yeah, there are a few species. You don't know anything. Like you can't identify any of this, but some of these mushrooms look like bigger versions of the flora that you would have kind of above ground, like certain sort of like sort of like I don't know what's the equivalent of like a portobello or like different oyster and shelf mushrooms that make good stew above ground.
You hear
just-
Basilica's voice echo. Take it. They're probably delicious.
Damn.
Yeah. So if you want to harvest your however many rations you'd like to from your wander ability, then yeah, that's totally an option here.
I can feed up to 5 people and myself.
Yep.
So
that's 5 rations.
5
5
6,
days.
because that's 5 and me.
Yes.
So 6 rations. Okay. Where are my rations? Okay. And then you said there's crystals. What's the size range for these crystals?
Massive. Like some of them could like easily be like what you call wands. I don't know if you guys know about crystals. You just call a long shaft of crystal a wand. It's not actually a wand. But there are wands of quartz and such in here, and all kinds of other crystals that you can't identify. That could be used as like a straight up like sorcerer's wand. That's like how some of the smaller ones go. Some of the bigger ones are like as large as a couch.
Jesus. Okay. How much space does he have in his bag? Okay. Not trying to get any of the big ones, but a bunch of the smaller ones and putting them into Balasar's saddlebag. How much would we be able to get?
Well, you've already been here for kind of a while, so you could harvest some of these crystals. God, I don't think that would be a survival check. I don't even know what that would be. Dirk, is any of this something you want to get in on, or are you avoiding the poop room?
Oh. Good, you can make it smell not like poop.
That's the intent.
Oh, that was a
Because
joke.
duration is
up
up to an hour.
Yep.
Well, anyway,
It's-
so yeah, I'll walk in. And actually, let me check my pack. Maybe I have something for this.
I'm actually going to say go ahead and make me... This is going to be a weird one, but I feel like we're going to need something weird to mine crystals. So go ahead and make me a nature check to see if you can successfully extract the crystals from the earth.
Do you want us both to do it or just Dirk?
Whoever is going to be trying.
7.
12.
I have no need for these.
Shits and giggles, should I roll him for Balasar?
Dirk, you... Sure.
Balasar is better at mining crystals than Tyrion is.
Dirk, you managed to find like a tiny little little 3-pronged little piece of crystal that looks like it could make like a really cool necklace or something like that. But it's kind of
gift.
Tyrion, as you're looking around, you try to find one that looks like it would make like a good sorcerer's wand or something like that. And you find one that's maybe like, somewhere between like a foot and like the length of your forearm.
Okay.
And you try and carefully pull it out of the ground, and you get it out, and you're looking at it, you're all happy with yourself, and it just snaps right in half, and it's like basically like the minimum length for like a sorcerer's wand now. It's like maybe like I don't know, like 8-9 inches.
Okay.
You kind of freak out after that. You don't know if you want to mess with these crystals too much more. Balasar has one the size of like a softball, like just like kind of an angular oblong crystal just in his mouth.
Alright.
You can add those as Basilisk Cave Crystal.
Okay.
A silica.
That's me.
I'm just gonna put small
After-
cave crystal.
You hear Liv sort of calling out after you to wait up, just so she can kind of follow you. And as she kind of comes out of the light of Dirk's sword, you see her light up a torch of her own because she cannot see without it.
Yeah.
So you now have 20 feet of bright light and 20 feet of dim light around you. But she's just sort of
Wait up,
tags along
knifey,
with you.
squid man. Alright. Yeah, so he'll stop and wait for her for a second, and then when she gets up, then he's gonna go over here.
She diligently follows you. She pulls out a short sword.
Is Priscilla still stunned?
She appears to be, yes.
Okay. Let's hope she stays that way for a while. He's gonna put back on his collar.
He, when you say that, you hear in your mind, she's like, I'm going to get free of this, and when I do, I'm going to hurt you.
That's what the last guy said. Wait, no, he didn't. He was nicer than you.
The last guy got baked and joined our crew.
I really wish I could glare right now. I would be glaring so hard.
Well, you know. I don't know if this is going to be exactly what you expected, but...
No, not how I was planning this day to go.
Never is. At least in our experience.
Maybe that says something about you guys. Maybe you're just really good at ruining things.
In the back of your head, you just hear Tyrion say, "Sorry."
I guess that's a matter of perspective. Ruining it for who?
You just hear her sort of just kind of growl in her head as she just gets bored of the conversation.
Mm-hmm. What's taking them so long?
Oh, if I know my brother, he's going to want to harvest things. It's good meat on those creatures, I bet.
More pressing concerns right now.
She just kind of shrugs.
We probably
It's in
would be
range
heading,
of my...
We probably would be heading back after we get done the harvesting stuff.
I'm getting there.
Sure, whatever.
Yeah, that's in range. He's just gonna reach out, guys. We should go before this wears off. If it wears off, I still don't understand all of this yet.
We're coming. Give us a moment.
All right. Go ahead and you guys can go ahead and move your tokens forward as you come for rejoin the rest of your crew here. And let me just roll something real quick.
So Tyrion, when he gets there, he's not gonna approach entirely. He's actually gonna sit back a little bit.
I'm assuming this is her.
Yeah.
Yes, she is currently wrapped up in the tentacles of this basilisk. She appears to be she looks petrified. She looks much like a statue, but she is not actually marbling like you saw the Alabaster Queen was, or any of the statues in this cave. Oddly enough, she just looks to be like physically frozen, like a paralysis almost.
Is it the statue kind of thing you'd see from like Harry Potter?
Yeah, sort of. And in that state, she is being suspended sort of slightly off the ground in a weird angle in this sort of illithid basilisk's tentacles.
Alright, so I'm going to start directing the basilisk to start taking her towards the entrance of the cave. Or the system. Cave system, rather.
Okay. He, of course, does so diligently and with pep in his step, unlike the DM who has to switch between tools.
Mm-hmm.
Tyrion, still kind of haggard, goes down into like a sitting like he's meditating kind of look, waiting for things to happen.
He'll just kind of say under his breath to live as he starts walking away. It's just commanding this creature feels wrong.
Something that you sort of say from a moral perspective, as physically it actually feels really good commanding this thing.
Yeah, that's why it feels wrong.
Like, you don't even have to really try. You just sort of like wave your arm. It's like as soon as you think what to do, it's doing it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so Luke is moving towards the front. So whoever's going is going.
Oh god, that is not what I meant to do.
For the sake of keeping up with Luke, I'm gonna let him move the basilisk where he needs to before moving, so I'm not jumping all over him. But we are following behind.
I'm just sort of moving the things along here. I'm gonna have to leave Liv and Salim behind for a second, but they are following along as well. As you guys make your way to the cave, Salim just sort of sheathes his scimitar and says to you, "So, what is the plan?"
Interrogate our prisoner.
I am liking the sound of this.
I bet you do, buddy. I bet you do.
You see him sort of grin this crocodile-y grin. Okay, so for the sake of it, you guys, I'm assuming you're going back to the Tremoctabula.
Yes.
Silica, with what she can do, you think it's safe to take her inside?
I'm sure we have somewhere that can contain her inside of the Tremoctabula.
Yeah, as you guys make your way to the door at the main entrance of the cavern where you left it, you see the doorway to the Tremoctabula. As you approach, you sort of open the door, and Silica, you sort of command the basilisk to take her through, and it sort of hesitates for a second. Not in sort of a lack of compliance, but it's a very large creature, and you see it sort of, it has to like turn its body sideways and like put some of its legs in the air to like sort of shimmy through this doorway. And it sort of
Just about to ask about that.
It sort of scrapes some of its slime onto the door frame as it glorps through, but it finally just kind of pops out the other side and continues walking as you have commanded it.
You will follow it inside.
I'm assuming the rest of you.
Yeah, Tyrion's gonna follow behind, but in the back of his head, he's gonna be like, "This, I got a bad feeling about bringing her in here." Then follows behind.
Worried barbarian.
Wait, so the channel is up, right? The mine channel?
Evidently hers is. Still
Okay.
closed his.
Okay, and Mike. Oh, okay, right.
But I guess
Yeah,
I
you can
guess he would have
actually-
opened it back up.
Yeah, you guys.
No,
you
she-
guys
she
can
can
actually.
invade.
You can roll an Arcana check if you want to figure out what's going on with her.
Yeah, fuck it. Why not? You're giving me the chance to. I will do it. Would you look at that? That's a 3. Fuck.
Tyrion doesn't care enough.
It's creepy enough having a silica in your brain. It's creepier having this thing just kind of there whenever it wants.
I talked to. I was gonna
you can
say.
almost feel it.
I can hear the voice of God. Another voice isn't gonna mean anything to me.
Except that you know she's evil. Like, vileness in your mind, your holy mind.
Good. Well, if she hops into my mind, I'm going to make sure she feels the full brunt of the torture, or my form of torture. She ain't ready. It ain't gonna be physical.
She hops into Dirk's mind. All she's hearing is the song "We All Have a Friend in Jesus." On repeat.
No, not specifically that one. But I got something else in mind.
Yeah, we follow through.
Yep.
Yes, into the Tremoctabula. And
you make your way.
Yep. Sorry, go on. Oh
No, please,
Dirk
if you
just-
have something to add.
Dirk just looks back after Tyrion makes the comment about not feeling good about this. I just give him a. I look at him and I just say, "What? Bringing in an enemy into the Trimoctobula who probably understands it better than we do? No,
She's
it's not smart.
She's
but
a mind flayer.
as I said, she probably would understand it better than us.
Yes, and if she does know this better than we do, she might be able to influence the ship better than we can, which could turn it against us. Are you prepared? Are you prepared for what could possibly happen? I sure as hell can't.
He looks down at himself, noticing all the fucking bent up plates and everything on his armor. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
We need to make sure Ampho has his security set to the highest level possible. Anyway, that's it.
As you guys make your way into the main control room of the Nautiloid, as you walk through the front door, you all hear the familiar voice in the back of your heads. Just,
Silica and your friends, you've returned. Welcome
Tyrion
back to
staying close
the
to the door.
What is this? I feel something strange. What is this you've brought me?
and Silica,
Yes.
I need you to make a wisdom save, and then I'll explain what's happening in a second.
Okay. 8. Gross.
Okay. So this is going to be kind of interesting, so I want you to just sort of bear with me here. As the basilisk walks forward into the Trimoctobula with its charge sort of gripped in its tentacly face, you feel sort of this very natural but odd sensation of, if you sort of imagined your control over this basilisk sort of like a mage hand. It's a hand that's all your own that you can feel and use and manipulate outside of your body, but you can feel it. You can sense what's happening. This basilisk feels the very same way to you, but as you make your way over to your uncle, the Elder Brain, you sort of feel control of this, of the basilisk, shift very casually over to Ampho as he sort of beckons the creature towards his tank. That's not really what's weird. What's weird is that when he does this, you sort of feel this sensation of how dare he yank this thing out of your control. Sort of like yanking something out of your hand rudely.
Mm-hmm.
It sort of angers you a little bit.
Oh, okay. Do we have a containment facility, Ampho?
We have some of the best in this universe, I believe.
We need.
What is this magnificent beast you've brought us here?
It's a basilisk. It's under some sort of mind flayer influence.
Her name is Priscilla. Oh.
Also, yeah, that.
Derek blushes a little bit.
I had to.
Interesting. It seems like it's gone through some sort of cerebromorphosis. Is it one of us?
I think it was her. I'll point to Priscilla.
You can't really hear Priscilla saying anything, but you can almost like feel her sort of cowering a little bit in the presence of Ampho in the back of your brain, but she remains silent in the back of your head.
We need to lock her up, Ampho.
Oh, all right. Another mind flare. What the? Who is this? She dead?
Her name is Priscilla. She's stunned by the basilisk. It's different than these are different than how regular basilisks work. They don't turn you to stone. They just mind lock you.
Most curious. All right. Well, is she alive still? Is she still a threat?
She's very much alive. A threat? Not sure. why I want to lock her up.
All right. Well, yes, of course. I'll have her taken away.
He just sort of beckons the basilisk, and it just starts walking off towards the hallway. You can't help but sort of frown at this.
Says, marvelous creature. It's nice to have something, a thrall to sort of control again. It's like having my old hands back. Thank you, my boy.
You're welcome.
You've successfully enthralled that creature on your own.
I don't know how I feel about it. It felt good to do, but it feels wrong.
Wrong.
He's gonna try and, if you'll allow it, he's going to try and insight you.
Yeah.
Interesting. Can you roll me a persuasion check just as you're trying to like communicate what's going on?
Yes. Natural
Oh,
20.
nice. Fantastic. If a brain could furrow its brow, that's what Ampho does in his tank. He says,
Oh, are you quite all right, my boy?
I don't think so, Ampho.
Are you ill?
There's something wrong with me. I think once we get out of this Underdark, find where we're supposed to go, you should put me in one of those chambers too. And he'll follow after the basilisk.
When Basilica says that, he gets up and starts heading towards what the hell's the room that Glil's in? I can't think of it off the top of my head.
well, yeah, he's sort of is a sort of laboratory that he works in.
Yeah, Tyrion leaves that way. But let's do you.
Glil sort of operates a sort of combination laboratory medical bay sort of thing, because Mind Flayer technology is weird like that, and of course the lab is also going to be the hospital. So that's kind of where he is often on the Nautiloid. As you sort of walk off that direction, Asilica, Ampho is going to strongly urge you that you should
If you're not feeling well, my boy, you should probably see yourself down to the sick bay. Could have you looked at.
Maybe. I'll head there.
Okay. So the two of you are kind of going in the same direction at that point then. Dirk, is there anything you'd like to do?
Ampho, I'm sorry to bother you. Is there a place where I can be mended?
Sick bay.
Thank you.
Just points you blew all three of you down the medical wing.
My God, they took a thrashing, it seems.
Well, and then Dirk will just go, well, I'm sorry. I thought the sick bay was for people with flesh. I didn't know you had a mechanic shop down there.
We'll see what we can do for you.
Thank you.
Seems like
I'm
a lot
at
of you have
9
been through the
HP.
9 hells.
And I'm
Yeah.
still going strong.
Can we Tyrion and Silica hear this happening? Or hear these words? Or are we
Yep.
too far?
Your guys are sort of like falling into the same group as you walk down the hallway.
You have no idea.
The crew will sort of follow after you, and as Salim sort of goes to bring up the rear of the group, Liv just sort of turns around and says, "No, stop! Someone needs to tell the squid what happened, the brain what happened." And Salim just sort of turns around and just sort of sweats.
Mhm.
Come take a seat, Mr. Salim.
And the rest of you go off to the midday.
And just in the back of Dirk's mind, make him squirm. No,
As the rest of you head off to the med bay, you are greeted by the friendly face of Glillob the Mind Flayer, who seems to be face first in some tomes of some kind. He looks up from his counter. He says, "Oh, hey, you guys are back! Oh my God, you're all beat up. What happened?"
basilisks, caves. Ow.
Help them first. I'll be with you in a second.
Oh, okay. You, and he looks to you, Dirk. Auto mending station over there in the corner, and you see what appears to be sort of like a sort of platform, some sort of like raised like a station, almost like think like a teleportation stand almost.
Yeah, Dirk just looks at Glillob and goes, "You absolute blessing," and begins to walk over to it.
Okay. As you head over to the auto repair station, you see a mechanical hook just sort of like lower from the ceiling and then sort of grab you like from like under your armpits and lift you up. And then all manner of mechanical apparatus shoot out from the walls, floor, and ceiling. As you see like sort of like buzzsaws and blow torches and rivet guns and things like that, and you just suddenly start like slowly turning like at a weird angle, and these things just start working on you.
I'm sorry. So you know that scene from the first Iron Man movie when he's trying to get his suit off for the first time with his machines, and
It's a lot like that.
And Potts walks in and he's like, "Let's be honest, this isn't the worst thing you've seen me do." That's what I'm imagining is happening.
It's like that, but all the mechanical arms are like all like octopus tentacly.
Oh God.
You can stop watching me undress at any time. My eyes are up here.
But your head's over there.
Shut up.
Gullet just sort of looks up. He's like, "Okay, who's next?"
That's a nice nat 20, Michael. What was it for?
Huh?
You rolled a
That
nat
was for the
20 on
persuasion a while ago.
Oh!
Yeah. Yep.
God, that's slow.
Did it just register for you?
Oh wow.
Yeah. I was like,
Jesus.
wow, Mike, are you trying to persuade them to do a good job?
Yeah. Wouldn't you?
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you. Anyway, sorry, continue. I'm getting built, or rebuilt.
It's like, okay, who's next?
Help Basilica first.
Mine's going to take longer. Do this.
Possibly.
You look like you're bleeding. Stop trying to be tough. And you see Galil, like, for the first time ever, show some sort of backbone as he sort of ushers you, Tyrion. And I'm assuming it doesn't work. Like, he can't really move you, so he just sort of looks at you and is like, please?
Fine. It's not why I'm here, but any help I'll take any help.
And
I'll go
you
with him.
just kind of hear in the in your head, he's just like,
I understand.
and he ushers you over to like this big sort of tank looking thing that I think you would have seen Glil recently floating in one of these after Asilica brought him here. somewhere in the several days you guys have been traveling underground.
Bantha tank.
It's basically a tank, yes. It's a sort of stasis tank. It's a big tank, and as he opens the door, he's like, okay, just sort of lay back and don't worry too much about breathing.
I'll take everything off of me and set it in a pile next to the tank and do so.
Okay. Tyrion is naked, and anyone who cares to look will notice that, I'm assuming covered in battle scars.
Battle scars. I've got the one odd scale. I've got the hand-shaped black scales on my shoulder. There are scales that look like they've been pierced by not one but many arrows. Slash marks up and down my back. Wings are basically, the bottom ends of them are very frayed and torn to shreds. Yeah.
Exactly what an adventurer ought to look like in a world with potions of healing.
Well, exactly how a Viking is supposed to look after many years of fighting.
Absolutely. You've been on raids. You've been a Viking before, so yeah, it's definitely, you're familiar with the cuts and things. So as you lay into this sort of tube of water, he sort of closes the door over you, and it starts to fill up with more water. And I'm assuming you reflexively sort of hold your breath because you've never been in anything like this. And then eventually you can't hold your breath anymore. And then you just sort of open your mouth and you have to take in a lung, the door's not opening or anything like that. And you're just oh. And it turns out you can just breathe the water.
This is my life now.
You have no idea what kind of sorcery this is, but apparently this very somewhat salty water, it's very comfortable for you to float in, but you can just breathe it. It's hard to talk, you still sound like you're underwater, but you can feel that the channel is open, quote unquote.
Oh, right. My head.
Silica.
He'll kind of pull Glil aside and close the channel so that not everyone can hear him when he's talking.
Okay.
What's going on?
I think there's something wrong with me, Glil.
Oh?
Lately, it's just kind of felt like the Mind Flayer part of me and the elf part of me are at odds with each other. And it seems like the Mind Flayer side is winning.
Really? What, why don't you come over to this table here? Why don't you tell me what it feels like? What are you going through?
I'm feeling these urges to control and to hurt and to... It doesn't feel right, but it feels good. But that's the problem. It just doesn't feel like me.
No, please keep
control
talking.
it.
Let me take out.
And he just starts to take off some of your robes and stuff like that. It's just sort of helping you undress, and he takes your bags and things from you.
I want to help people, Lil. I don't want to control them. I don't want to hurt anyone. I just want to find out what's going on, and I feel like I'm a danger to the party in this state.
You start handing over your cooking knives and things like that.
You don't think there's when do you think it started happening?
Like, did you notice some kind of change?
Now I'm gonna have to ask you something here, because I know as me, the player, I know when this started.
Yep.
But as a Silica, should I be playing him apprehensive about telling him this?
Why don't you roll me a wisdom save?
Okay. That is fair. Nat 20.
At 20. You start to feel really silly about this whole thing. Like, you know, maybe you're overreacting. Maybe you shouldn't have made such a big deal about it with your uncle. And maybe coming down here was a bad idea at all. And you're like, you know what? No. Something has been wrong with me. And it's been wrong with me, like, at that exact moment that you're thinking of. Like, it's almost like it's clicking for you in your brain for the first time.
The sword. Glil, it's the sword.
I was really
Ever
hoping
since
you'd
the
notice
sword.
it on.
Oh, go ahead.
It's ever since the sword, it's been changing me. It needs to go.
He puts his hand on your shoulder and he says,
I'm glad you said that. I was really hoping you'd notice it on your own, Mr. Silica.
And he gives you like this warm smile and he goes to take the sword from you. And as you go to pass him the sword, lay down on this table, make me one more wisdom save.
Okay.
With advantage, I'll say.
Come.
Nice.
Placid 20. Still feels so weird to say, but it's the only way I'm saying it from now on.
Nice. Well, you have some hesitation. Your hand almost even shakes, but you finally let go of your mind blade as you pass it over to Glil. And you all lay back and you enjoy the healing benefits of futuristic technology from the Mind Flayers. Some of you start having your wounds knit back together through medical water, and some of you start having your rivets re-riveted and your metal buffed back to a nice factory shine. Some of you just sit down for a nice good old-fashioned psych eval and, you know, just a little deep breathing as you have analysis run over you. And you all gain the benefits of a long rest.
Woot!
Yay!
All my shit is back. Oh, I almost used all my spell slots.
I actually used up all of my divine senses, and I think 2 out of the 4 slots I've got.
I used everything but my cantrips.
Additionally, since you are all being medically treated in this facility, you gain the benefits of 8 temporary HP until your next long rest.
Ooh.
I would gladly take that.
And now we know this place exists for this purpose.
Right?
Having a home base that's mobile is great, guys.
Like some sort of mobile HQ.
Yeah.
At some point, we
Fancy.
probably want to think about actually having like a place to park it and not have to worry about traveling with it all the time. So that's later.
So you want a mobile HQ and a stationary HQ?
Yes, a place where we could actually call home base, and then something that we could travel
away
with
from
that
home.
we're safe.
Yep.
But again, we have that conversation later.
All right. As you let me roll something here real quick. Oh yeah, absolutely. So Asilica, as you are laying there on your table, you sort of you see Glil. He kind of reaches his hand out to you to kind of grab your forearm. He's like, "All right, Asilica, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go check on the others real quick. Just wait here, and I'll see if those analyses have come in yet."
Okay. Thanks, Glue.
Of course, it's exactly what I'm here for. And he gives you the biggest mind flayer smile from underneath his tentacly face.
No, you're also our friend, Glue. Don't forget that.
I had to stop myself from trying to push a button on my soundboard.
And you just hear kind of far away up in the ceiling. Here.
You see him sort of pick up a clipboard and sort of turn away, and you see he lifts his hand to his face for some reason. He's like, "Right, I'll be right back."
Oh.
And he goes over to you, Dirk, and you come down from the ceiling. You descend with your shiny new chrome, and you feel like, honestly, like you feel like you've never felt this good before. Like the machine's got all the sand out of your crevices. Like some of those have been kicking around your gears for
no, it hasn't.
decades.
No.
It's still there. Come on. It got most of it.
I have
No.
less sand in my crevices.
But like legitimately, like you feel like you've been like practically detailed. Your runes have been like, touched up a little bit and everything like that. Like they got buffs that have been they got dings out of your metal that have been bothering you for years. Like you feel like $1,000,000.
So Dirk looks down and says, "I feel two things. One, I believe the phrase is I feel like $1,000,000 gold. And two, I feel bad for Sprocket because when he sees me, he's gonna look at all the work he did and just weep."
Well, I'm glad we can get you back into tip-top shape, Mr. Dangus.
And you just see Dirk put his hands together for a prayer, and then he immediately flexes.
Nice.
Like we were talking Armstrong levels from Full Metal,
Dear God.
right?
Absolutely. You're about to bust your rivets open again. As Glil sort of steps over to the totally not a back to tank that Tyrion is in. You notice that like he's kind of like using the clipboard to like sort of block the lower half of his vision as he approaches you.
I would,
and he
I'd be putting my kilt back on. Would be the first thing I put on.
Yeah, he sort of opens the door and lets all the water drain out. As you're putting your clothes and stuff back on, you notice that, like, yeah, all of your wounds are knitted back together. Your scales look fantastic, and they're all like lined back up in order again. None of them are like they seem to have like been straightened almost in the healing water.
Even the one
And
that
then you
Fuzz
glo-
yanked out?
That was off my
Yeah,
face.
it's like. And as you sort of look down at like your like chest and your arms and stuff like that, you actually glare a little bit as you notice some of your older scars like some of the scars that you've had for years have actually also healed, so they no longer tell the story of your battle. It seems that this thing is really good at its job. Not
Yeah.
all of them, obviously. Like, you still have like 90% of them.
Hand.
Oh,
one
his
second.
book lost some pages.
I might have to close the window. I got more second going by my window. 1 second.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, sorry. I just muted myself instead. Sorry. Back. Well, this is a little weird not knowing my story off my scars, but thank you.
Yeah, of course. I'm sure you'll collect many more stories. And he gives just the attaboy arm pump. And he as he sort of like helps you like with your accoutrement and just sort of like casually asks you questions and stuff like that, you hear in the back of your mind.
Is everything all right? You wanted to talk?
And he sort of like looks you in your eye as he says this.
First, I have a few things for you to look into. That cave had something was going on. God damn it! 1 second.
Of course.
I wish this dude would stop revving right in front of me. Alright, I think he's done. Alright. Sorry. There's a lot down in that cave. First off, the hell is going on with the mind flayers?
Is there something specific you wanted to know? It's a lot from what I gather.
Is Basilica all right?
I was actually going to talk to you about it if you didn't say something first. We tried to make a sword that would also sync up with our psionic abilities, basically make him stronger. It didn't quite go according to plan. The sword might be broken, and it might have had some temporary to permanent damage on his psyche. But he came to terms with it before anything awful happened, I hope. And he gave up the sword willingly. So, everything works out. I think I could probably fix it and actually make it even better than the original blueprints if we can, spend some time and tinker with it a little more. But he should make a full recovery as long as he unattunes and, just takes some time to rest.
Sure, that'll be it. There seems to be something more going on with all this. Whatever the hell is going on with whatever this quest that we got sent on to, he seems to be tied into it more so than he wants to let on.
What do you mean?
Oh, so when we came down here, the first things we started to fight were basilisk, and I point to the head that I have in the pile, and I don't know, something about one of the basilisks down there seemed to follow him as if he was commanding it. I pull the head up and I show him the back of the head where I think you had described there's like a almost like an X mark kind of thing in the back of their heads.
Yeah, almost like an olive pitting machine mark.
Yeah,
where it just sort of like leaves that X in the back of the olive. right on the back of its head. Healed over by now, but yeah,
Scar is probably still showing a little bit.
absolutely. And he sort of looks at it, and he sees it, and you see the, it's weird because like if you jab this thing in the wrong place, especially around the neck, the tentacles will twitch for a second. But he's sort of like, fascinating, a ceramorphic basilisk. I've never seen anything like this. You fought these? It didn't turn any of you to stone?
They tried. There were several of them down there. Wow, they're he brought one back with us. It's I don't feel good about it, but it's on the ship.
Oh.
Along
Whoa.
with, do you remember when Stormfolk came back to the ship before we left my village? He's all beaten and weird looking.
Yeah, I do.
We brought back the mind flayer that did it to him.
Mind flare. That Priscilla? She's on this ship? And you see like his tentacles just sort of like shoot out in all directions as he brings the clipboard into his face. He's like, oh my god, she's here, she's alive?
Somewhere on the ship. Ampho took her somewhere. I don't know. I came here when we got on the ship.
Tyrion, listen to me. And he grabs you by the furs on your shoulder, and he like tries to like bring you down to his level, but he can't. So he brings himself up to you. Do not let her get her hands on sewing equipment.
Sewing equipment.
Yes, sewing equipment.
Quick question: would can I make like an Arcana check or some sort of a check to see if he's talking about like the leather working sewing equipment or like mind flayer sewing equipment?
You can make an Arcana check if you like.
Okay. 16.
16. Sewing equipment. You're trying to think about it. You're not sure like what would, and then you remember like immediately the last time you were at the cave, you saw her sewing up the basilisk. She was tending to him and singing as she did so. And then you flash back to the first time you saw her in the cave when she was tending to Stormfolk and sewing on his body. You're not entirely sure what that means, but something in your mind clicks that something about her ability to make monsters and the fact that she's always been sewing when you've seen her. And also that these gnolls often look like several things put together.
What? Is that what she's doing to these things?
Yes, Tyrion. I saw her one time make a teddy bear in front of me, and then the teddy bear pulled out a knife and ran off cackling.
Dear above game, Luke. Dear God.
She's the seamstress, Tyrion. She makes horrifying creations.
And we let her on our ship.
And that, I think, is probably a good place for us to take a break.
Deadpool. Anyway.
Well, shit. What's that?
How you doing, guys?
Well, I just brought the stream up, and I'm absolutely loving the fact that every time the beat goes off, freaking Chavez's little avatar, ding, 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 and he goes.
The stream up myself.
Ah, yes, the Blaked potato of the Butter Battalion.
Yep.
I like how your potato has the chubby smile.
You better be careful, we might just butter you up.
Oh dear God.
Well, butter my biscuits.
I will.
You stay
Alright.
away from my biscuits.
All right, everyone, go drink your legs and stretch your bathrooms.
I'm about to go stretch my piss. BRB.
Wow.
Oh, don't act like that's the weirdest thing I've said.
I mean, not wrong. All right, how you doing tonight, chat? Anyone still here?
Nom nom.
Yeah, that good?
I have pizza.
Sabra.
Hi, Geared. Geared, what do you think of the story so far? Or did you just wake up from a nap? Again.
I won't be offended either way.
Well, you know, Geared, I dare. You're playing DC Universe. Okay. All right. Does anyone have a random topic they want to talk about during break?
Before the session started, I finished mutation breeding T-Rexes again.
Oh, nice.
And I did what Geared asked me to do and make them look like Barney.
This should be interesting. Compared to your first batch, how are they looking?
The first batch came out at 413. This batch came out at 530, I think.
Jesus, nice.
Since I have discovered a much faster method, not only to get them done faster, but to have them higher, stats.
Nice.
So they're much stronger than they were last time. Favorite dinosaur, go.
That's a hard one.
That Metrodon. It's the big iguana-looking lizard that has the sail on its back.
Respect that.
And they're technically protosaurs, which means that they're the ancestors of mammals, and they're the first creatures to actually raise their young. So they kind of pioneered that technique for us.
Geared says his the raptor.
he might get a mutated one if he ever, gets on and plays the game.
As far as favorite, I'd probably have to say the pterodactyl. It was
Nice.
light.
I respect the terrible dactyl.
My favorite is the Tropio, but only if it has a rocket strapped to its back.
Well, if we're going arc stats, then yes. I'd go with the Tropio as well. He says he can't, his drive died. Well, Geared, replace the drive. Or, get good, scrub. To be fair, Arc is also like a massive file.
Very
so
big.
it's understandable.
Favorite Ice Age animal? Go.
Now, Ice Age period or Ice Age the movie?
Diego.
Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah, I have to go.
I was
going
gonna
to
say the period, but anyway.
Saber teeth.
Geared said Sid the Sloth.
Sid the Sloth? You mean the Violator from Hellspawn?
Mm-hmm.
You mean B. Blanco from the Bronx? So there are these beavers from the Ice Age that they're land beavers. I don't think they had tails. I could be wrong though. But like they have all kinds of like tusks and shit coming out of their face. So like I think their like common name is like the hell beavers or something like that. And they didn't build dams. They weren't actually aquatic species at all. They were a land beaver, and they would build these giant corkscrew spirals into the ground. Those were their dens. And so like it's the Ice Age, right? So like these beavers, like the specimens we found are like the size of small dogs, are like medium-sized dogs, and some of the corkscrews that we found, these tunnels, have been like the size of 2-story buildings.
Ew.
Yeah. And we didn't know that the two things were related at first. So when paleontologists first started discovering these dens, they just found them, these giant collapsed like corkscrews made of rock in the ground. And so for years they're like, what the hell is creating these spirally, like you remember the spiral Cheetos?
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what they look like.
Huh.
And they just find valleys of these things buried in the ground. Like just dozens and dozens and dozens of them. And so for the longest time, they're like, what is leaving these corkscrews in our planet? And it turns out it was ancient beavers.
Corkscrew beavers, right?
Yep.
That has popcorn.
Brent, favorite dinosaur? Go.
Ah, shit.
And
Damn it,
favorite Ice Age dinosaur?
Diego.
Yeah.
That's 3 for Diego.
And fuck, I don't know about the dino.
I mean, you got
Spino,
the Spino.
maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. I just like the way it looks.
Solid.
Mm-hmm. What'd you guys answer?
I said the Tropio, but only if it has a rocket strapped to its back.
Of course you did.
I said same, but only for Arc. But as far as like real ones go, the Pterodactyl. And then I also
it
went
was
with
real.
the Diego for Ice Age.
Well, people will argue that dinosaurs aren't real, but you know, we have enough evidence at this point.
Is something real if it's extinct?
I mean, it used to be real. I guess that really comes down to whether or not we have actual physical proof that they did exist,
Yeah.
which we seem to.
But I mean, like, you can't go out and find one anymore. I don't have to
No.
worry about T-Rexes.
No.
No, but the same could also be said for Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But evidently people have been running into those for years. Maybe.
I'm just wondering if it's a problem with English. Like, I think you know, the first statement was right. They were real. I don't know if they're real anymore.
Well, who knows? If there's that whole theory of there being a like a smaller planet inside of our planet, or like a small ecosystem kind of thing inside of it, that
My God.
dinosaurs could possibly be thriving in.
The inner Earth theory.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but you know, there is a theory. You call it. We only know so much about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. We still have alligators and crocodiles, and them motherfuckers is dinosaurs. So
Sure are.
Huh.
Man, now I want to watch Godzilla versus Kong again.
Mhm.
I mean, we could after we're done with S.
I haven't watched that one yet.
It's
a fun one.
Really good. Yeah.
I wasn't 100% okay with Mecha, but they did what they did.
Spoilers.
You see him in the trailers.
Yeah.
I mean, it is also just my opinion. Other people have the others, or the opposite end of that. Well, everyone back?
Yep.
Grant?
Huh? Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I was just munching on popcorn.
Okay. Luke, you good to keep going? Or you still need a few more minutes?
1 second, I'm eating pizza.
Okay, fair.
Let me finish this bite.
And yes, Garrett, before you ask me when we get done, I've been drinking water and tea while we were doing this. The redeemed the hydrate in the chat.
Oh. Alright, sorry guys, I have not eaten all day. Alright, we're all good to go? We back? We good with gravy?
Yep.
Good as I'm gonna get.
Yeah, good to go.
Okay.
All right, bye chat. We'll catch you when we're done.
Bye chat, love you guys. You crazy dinosaurs. Okay. So you guys find yourselves in the medical bay of the Tremoctobula, readorned with all of your belongings and clothing, if you so choose.
There's one particular belonging that Asilica no longer has.
Yes. Asilica, as you lay on the table, the monitor is sort of, beeping with your vitals and things like that. Glil sort of, he prints off some sort of, he takes some notes on his clipboard and stuff, and he walks back over to you and he says, "All right, Asilica, well, looks like you don't have any infectious diseases or fungi or anything like that, so all good there. One parasite." little mind flayer humor.
He'll just give a little smirk at that.
And nothing's broken. You don't seem to be ill or anything like that, so that's all good. Unfortunately, it does appear that you might be cursed. So it looks like we might have accidentally made that sword a little busted, and it has done some damage to your psyche and made you a little more megalomaniacal.
Are we all hearing this, or are they like a different, too far away?
I'm assuming you're all there, but if Asilica you're not comfortable with that, you can have a little more privacy.
Yeah, he'll probably keep it private.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Then yeah, he'll probably be like in the channel with you then.
Yeah.
It's like one of those little curtains between you guys.
I'm gonna mute myself and take it as such.
That makes sense.
Yep. Well, the good news is that it's easy enough, especially here with all of the materials that we have and stuff like that. I've sort of spended it from you over there. You see, it's like you see the sword is sort of attached to like some other mechanical apparatuses and things like that. So for now, it should be fine since this is a mind flare technology. You should just need to unattune to it and try not to touch it again for like at least a week.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a doctor, but the machines do most of the work for you. He just sort of shows you the clipboard.
I suggest we destroy it at our earliest convenience.
Well, that might actually be harder than you would think. Now that it's sort of magically attuned, it's a little more on the indestructible side. Not entirely indestructible, it's just, it would take a lot to break one of these things. On the other hand, it's actually, now that we've kind of played with it a little more and we kind of have an idea of how things can go wrong, it should be really easy to fix. And having this fracture in it might actually grant some other kind of magical benefits. Who knows?
Well,
But it is your
I'll-
call, and it is your mind.
I don't really want anything to do with it anymore, but if you want to fix it, knock yourself out.
Okay.
Just don't let it take you over.
Right. I will do my best not to let that happen. He sort of sweats a little bit. I'm really glad you were able to get it taken care of, though. I was worried about you, Silica.
Does his hatred for Tyrion, is that still there? Or I guess not hatred, but like it's probably going to take him a while for that to all go away if he's unattuning to it.
I say that for like the you guys have been here for what, maybe about an hour or so.
Mhm.
While you've been kind of getting your rest on, maybe a couple hours. Yeah, probably closer to like maybe like 2 or 3 hours actually.
So,
but
was it like a long rest in the time span of a short rest, basically?
basically, because you
Okay.
have the medical technology to basically fix all of your needs.
Right.
Um,
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like this is very advanced stuff.
Okay.
And you have Glil there to actually administer it all to you as well, who he's been kind of living out of this room for a while. But yeah, he sort of, as you guys have been sitting here, lost my train of thought.
Well, just to kind of keep it going, Tyrion would, after getting everything on, after latching all the bones and stuff like that back to his wings to turn him into his proper shield, he'll walk over to Silica and Glil. How you doing there, Silica?
No, I gotta know because it changes the way I interact with him.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yes. So, if you spend that time trying to unattune with the sword, then yes, you'll feel the effects start to subside rather immediately. But yeah, you might still like. It's probably still really easy to get mad at him right now. So like you're still probably like a little irritable and things like that, but you're conscious of it, so you have that going for you.
I'm alive, it would seem. For now. How are you feeling?
Confused, but better. The tech, what you have on this ship is beyond me. I'm just glad it's here.
Yeah, this stuff, like this water that you had, like this is like akin to like shit that you've heard from Legends of the Gods. Like,
In terms of arc, Tyrion is on primitive. Silica and Mind Flayers are on tech.
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Way beyond my Tyrion's comprehension, but you know, we'll roll with it.
And I'm a living
Mhm.
tech suit.
Just
Yep.
mind blown. Don't know how the hell you're working.
Mhm.
Well, we have someone we should go take care of.
Yeah.
Glil, I've got. I passed him over the basilisk head. This is for you to do research with, see if it gives you any advantage in knowledge or whatever or what have you. This is the head of one of the basilisks that we fought down there.
Oh, lovely. I will. Yep. And he just sort of takes the head from you.
I give him that. I've got a few things I want to make sure that he gets. gonna give him the basilisk head. I'm gonna pull out the hag wand from a while ago. Let him research into that. And the intact basilisk eye. I'm gonna hang on to the damaged one myself.
Okay. Oh, you just keep these things on your person? I mean, the wand I understand, but
I don't have anywhere else to put them.
Glil, he's a Viking. Taps his shoulder and walks off.
Dirk just goes, he isn't wrong.
To be fair, I had the basilisk head tied up with rope and on my back until we got to the ship.
Mhm.
It hasn't been there for long. We just got everything from the basilisk, but the hag wand I've had for a little bit. But
Fair enough.
I'm gonna leave these with you though. We do have, as I said, as you found earlier, we do have Priscilla on this ship, and we have to figure out what to do with her. And Tyrion will do a quick Viking bow and turn and leave the med bay.
it's like, try not to get too beat up next time.
With my
He
hand,
just kind of
put my-
laughs to himself.
put my hand up, hand above my head. No promises. And leave.
All right.
I'm
As the
marking
lot of
stuff
you,
already.
what was that?
Sorry, I'm marking off what I just gave to Glil, so it's not in my inventory anymore.
Fair enough. As you guys make your way out of the medical facility, Basilica,
Yes.
just making one final wisdom save.
One final wisdom save. Say. Ooh.
Use my inspiration.
Oh,
Okay. Better, I guess.
Well, it's not a nat one.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the big.
That was
thing
my
there.
thinking. It's not in that one.
Even if you had gotten a one from a minus, that's still not a nat one.
Yep.
Okay. Basilica, as you are leaving the medical facility, you take one last look behind your shoulder at the fractured mind blade sitting over in its sort of containment unit, and you swear that as you turn your head, like to look at it, it suddenly stops glowing green. Like, how do I explain it? Like when someone's looking at you and you go to look at them and they look away real quick.
Yeah.
It's exactly like that. Like, you go to look back at this thing and it suddenly stops glowing green as you look.
Don't look at me.
But as you all go to turn and leave the medical bay,
Sorry, I don't want
Dirk,
to. Sorry, quick thing. The line to Glil, is that an open channel for like everyone to hear, or do we have like direct lines to him? As far as the mental thought goes.
it would be the The way that we have it is that it's an open thing right now, and then if you want to talk to them like one-on-one, it's something they have to turn on
Okay.
because they're the ones with the mind ability.
All right. In the head as I'm walking out, Glil.
Oh,
Hey.
yep. What's up?
Close the channel. Please
What's up?
keep me informed on Basilica's vitals. Please.
Of course.
You have my word on it, first mate. He gives sort of his best salute.
That's it.
Okay. Dirk,
Yes.
since you're the only one not distracted, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
I will do that thing you just told me to do because I can. It's a 13.
So 13.
Yes.
As you are walking out of the medical facility and you exit out into the Mind Flayer corridor, you swear you hear sort of a low rumbling sound pick up on your sensors. Like, you definitely, like, second guess it, except, yeah, as you go and look at your, like, kind of data input, yeah, sure enough, you definitely picked up a small rumbling sound.
In what direction would this rumbling be coming from?
Kind of hard to say. It's more like around somewhere. It might be because of this hallway or something like that. It's just sort of throwing the sound, and it's just so quiet.
What
So it just sort of sounds.
I wish to investigate.
Unfortunately, that kind of was the investigate. So with the 13,
No.
like, yeah, it's just sort of a sound that you hear in the world.
In the
But-
world or in the ship?
In the ship. But if you
Oh.
wish to investigate further, I guess you could maybe break off and go talk to Ampho or something. But you'd have to break off from the party that's about to go talk to Priscilla.
It might be best if I'm with the group for that. Whatever that rumbling was, it can wait.
For all we
But
know,
I
it could
will-
be Priscilla.
Yeah, but what is it? I tell the group essentially. I just picked up something on my sensors, a rumble. I can't quite pinpoint where it's coming from.
Yeah, neither of you two noticed anything.
Didn't notice anything.
Oh wow, it's like I'm built for this or something.
Ampho, is there something happening on the ship?
Let's ask that.
That was above game, by the way.
1 second.
Yeah, we picked up some minute seismic activity. Seems more or less negligible. We are very far underground.
Well, keep an eye on it. Remember, there is a purple worm down here. Somewhere.
Very well.
Luke, question: the door to the ship, when we were leaving, entering and exiting, is it like in the middle of the hallway, or is it like up against the side? Like, where positioning would that be on the? Like, if you're looking at the map, would it be like the middle squares, or would it be like the left or right square?
You guys kind of left it like in the middle of the cave, from what I recall. That's the door you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Ampho, if you could move the door to one of the sides of the cave while we take care of this, that might help.
I'm going to need some fresh bodies for that, my Viking friend.
You can't
Damn it.
move the ship.
Yeah, but we left Kark with him.
Do you want us to move the ship for you?
If
Liv just sort of claps you on the shoulder. She says, "I'll go take care of it."
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. How far do you want us back?
In a spot where it can't be easily seen. I'll trust your judgment.
Right. I'll do my best in this crazy contraption.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And she just sort of marches off down the hallway.
She's a very calm person.
She is, isn't she? Especially compared to her brothers.
Uh,
She doesn't seem to get riled up easily.
it's almost like she's a ranger and not a barbarian.
I was saying that out loud as a Celica, by the way.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's growing up. She's had more of a level head than me and Kark did.
Good person to have around.
Yeah.
For all of us.
Oh yeah.
Ampho, what direction did you take Priscilla?
Oh, yes. Step right this way.
And you see some sort of, basically some lines on the floor just sort of illuminate and sort of guide you down the hallway.
That, okay.
Celica just follows it without really thinking.
You guys sort of make your way down to a lower level. You guys don't actually go downstairs very much on this ship. It actually has a lot of floors that you didn't know it had. You're not entirely sure of the dimensions of this thing now as you really think about it, but as you make your way down to a lower level, down a staircase, into another winding illithid corridor, you come out to a place that looks a little more less aesthetically pleasing and a little more like reinforced and stuff like that. And you start hearing more sounds come from behind some of the doors and things like that as you walk by. And you eventually make your way to a branching hallway that almost looks like what I would describe like a prison brig or like a detention facility almost. It's got maybe like 6 little cells just sort of arranged in this sort of circular room out from the door that you go in, and they're all empty except for one, which has Priscilla in it, still grappled by this basilisk, and it looks like her posture has changed. She has gone from being sort of like kind of in a tackled on the ground sort of look to looking like she is now frozen, trying to pry herself out of the tentacles of this thing. Seemingly she's gotten free a couple of times, but has not broken free of the grapple. And as you guys walk in, she just goes,
You're back.
Tyrion's gonna hang back and stay kind of close to the door. Actually,
yes, we are back.
Tyrion. Sorry, go for it.
What? No, what are you doing?
Tyrion's gonna stay by the door and actually get into a meditative. He's gonna sit down and meditate.
interesting.
And
Okay.
I actually want to try and meditate into reaching out to Obsidious.
Interesting. Go ahead and roll me your spellcasting ability.
Oh shit! What is that based off of? That is. Okay. 13.
13. Okay. We'll get to that in a second. We'll address the rest of the room while you sit down cross-legged.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
Do what you need to.
As you sort of take a stance there. Dirk, it might throw you off for a second. Tyrion suddenly kneels down and starts praying.
It's not my god, but it's a start.
Wow. That's wow.
What are the two of you doing?
Actually, before Tyrion would have done that, did he say the words torture around Dirk at all?
No, torture hasn't actually left Tyrion's lips. That's been me above game.
Yeah, that's all been
Okay.
above table, yeah.
Oh, okay. Then that changes what I was planning. But let's just say I'm gonna be on standby just for now. But in the case that interrogation has to happen, well, Dirk will speak up if that time happens.
Okay.
But he's currently just standing by. He's watching her intently, just making sure she doesn't get away or get her hands on sewing equipment or anything like that. Or just yeah. So I guess I'll hold my action. I guess to hit if she escapes.
All right.
Yeah, it's the best I got right now.
So she's in the quote unquote prison cell, yeah?
Yeah, it's not like a bars thing. It's a solid wall kind of construction. It seems to be made out of like the same sort of futuristic illithid materials and stuff like that. And then there's a sort of force field between you and her. If you went out and touched the force field, it's actually very weird illithid technology. It feels gooey. It's not lasery, but it's very strong, and it doesn't seem like something for a fact this is not something she could get out of.
Okay.
Unless she had like some very advanced magics or something.
Which she might.
Yeah.
Darn, he wants to show a gesture of goodwill and let her go from the hold, but he doesn't know if that's good to do or not. So he'll just Ampho, we're sure this can contain her, right?
I don't even think that beast you brought me could break out of that cell if it wanted to.
Can you break her stun lock from this basilisk?
Oh, let me as the DM roll something retroactively.
Can you get her out of this stun lock? I don't know, my boy, but I believe I can give her hyper armor and maybe even a new combo string. Yes, it is I, the administrator of the FGC. Fighting games.
I don't know how exactly the petrification ability, or paralysis, whatever mind lock it is you described works. But, I mean, you can have the beast let it go.
And he just sort of, you just see the basilisk just sort of drop Priscilla on the ground. Just like,
Oh, it still hurts. Eek.
Is she still frozen?
you wait for about exactly 60 seconds, and you see her just sort of blink a few times and sort of like loosen up, and she's sort of, it's very weird because I don't know if you guys, like anyone who's ever had their arm in a full cast knows that when you get that thing taken off, your arm sticks there for a long time.
Yeah.
I've never had a broken
it's-
arm. Sorry.
It's kind of like that. Her body is very clearly locked up, but she's trying to like stretch it out and slowly wake her arms and things up. She's like, and then you see her immediately jump up and cast magic missile at you, and it just slams into the fucking barrier.
Really? Come on.
Had to try.
Yeah. Fair. Well,
What do you want?
you know what I want. I want answers. I want to know what you're doing and why you're doing it.
She just sort of crosses her arm, glares at you, and spits on the ground.
And don't give me any, like, well, because we're mind flayers bullshit. That's a given, but what's your plan? And who are you working for? Let's start there, actually.
Oh my word. Look, I don't know exactly what you're planning on doing here, but I'm not telling you anything. And as far as my plans, they sort of start and end with killing all of you.
How's that going for you so far?
It's been a day.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet it has. Look, Priscilla. You can either tell me what I need to know, or you can rot in this cell. It's up to you. I don't think you're getting out anytime soon, so... How long are you willing to wait in this place?
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
Five.
You came to my home and blew the place to smithereens. Basilica, go find the lowest hell and rot in there.
You first. You talk about invading people's homes. This isn't your world. This isn't my world. But we're here. Right? We invaded. The difference is I'm trying to help it. You're trying to take it over. So don't get mad at me about invading your home when you've done the same thing. Look, Priscilla, before, when we were in that cave, you saw what your queen did to you, right? She left you behind to die. You're expendable. Like so many others, you're expendable. And I don't know what your people hope to gain from doing what you're doing. But there's no end to it where you get to be free and enjoy whatever world they wish to bring about. That's never how this works. You're a means to an end. But if you help us, Priscilla, if you give us the information we want and help us free this world from whatever the hell is going on, there can be a home for you. There can be an ending for you that isn't darkness and whatever the fuck this is. I don't. Look, we helped Glil. We can help you too. But only if you're willing. We don't have to be mind flayers. We
Wait.
can be better.
Glilobe is here?
Yes.
What did you do to him?
We didn't do anything. We just showed him a different path, and he chose to walk it.
So he just works with you now. Spineless coward.
Yes, he works with us, Priscilla. He doesn't work for us.
Go ahead and roll me another persuasion check.
Okay. Come on, 13.
Brent, check Discord.
No, I'm not even really a true believer. I don't even give a damn about this world. They're the mortals that they want to enslave. I really couldn't care less. We were supposed to, after all this, we were supposed to live out our days in that cave together. And you took that from us. So pretty. I built a garden up there. And you see she actually starts to cry.
I mean, we didn't destroy the cave.
Went back and saw it, Asilica.
Oh no, you meant the
Destroyed-
you meant the other cave.
Yeah.
Oh.
You blew a big gaping hole through my home. And you see she sort of falls down on the ground and curls up into a not curls up into a ball, but she kind of rests her back against the wall and crumples to her knees. She sort of pulls
And
her arms into his.
And you sewed an ally of ours onto a bunch of bones. Your point?
Oh, you knew the funny little frogman. He was annoying.
He was our friend.
Oh.
And you took him from us.
Well, he attacked us too. And you see her reach into her robes, and she sort of pulls out a little teddy bear. And she sort of looks at it, and she says, "Everyone's just always trying to attack us. I just wanted
What?
somewhere safe to live."
Why are you playing the victim? You are not the victim here. What? Why are you pretending like you are you invaded this world? You came in here with your fucking experiments and started turning things into abominations. Beautiful things. They may not be beautiful to you, Priscilla, but you tore someone's life apart just for your fucking experiments. How is that fair? Why do you get to have your freedom if you took other people's away?
Who cares, Asilica?
I care,
The wolves
Priscilla.
eat the rabbits. The owlbears eat the travelers on the road. Mind flayers eat brains. We all
That's
have a part to play. Why are
natural.
we the monsters?
What you're doing isn't natural, Priscilla. There's no order, there's no balance, it's just evil. That's all it is. You don't need to be evil. You can choose to give a shit. I did.
Really don't care about your petty notions of good and evil.
What
see
do
her
you
just like
care
continue
about?
to play with her teddy bear. She looks at you and she glares really hard.
What is important to you, Priscilla?
What do you care what's important to me? Just want to take it away from me? I've already taken my freedom, my home.
Again, with the home thing. I just took you away from what you stole. Look, Priscilla, the reason that you are in this cell and not dead should show you why I care. Should show you that I care enough to try and give a shit about you when I should have just fucking killed you or let Tyrion rip you apart. But I didn't.
Tyrion sneezes in the background.
Mhm.
I want to give you a chance to walk away from this, Priscilla, because I know it can happen. You don't have to join us. You don't have to be a good person or an evil person. You can just exist, Priscilla, but helping them,
Come back to this in just a second. I think it's a good place to stop.
Yep.
Tyrion,
Yo.
go ahead and make me another spellcasting ability check.
And he gets stabbed. No.
Nat
Damn.
20.
ooh,
20. It's really difficult. You've been hearing Asilica's voice grating for a while now, and especially since he's gotten all aggressive and shit. But you finally managed to settle down and block it all out. You really just furrow your brows, and you feel Balasar curled up next to your side, and you're just trying to focus on just establishing this communication. And suddenly all you hear is your breaths. And things slow down. And suddenly, you're not on the Tremoctabula anymore. You're sitting in a rather comfortable black leather chair with a small coffee table and a chessboard in front of you, not yet set. A man wrapped in black bandages and tattered robes sits there, sipping tea and reading some kind of loose leaf you don't really recognize, with words and pictures on it. He doesn't seem to have noticed you.
Sorry, one second. I'm finding. There we go. So I've actually got notes for this.
Mm-hmm.
I will get out of the chair and actually take a knee and bow. Sidious.
He sort of looks up and you see him sort of spit out whatever is in his cup back into his cup. He's like, oh, what? Oh, you found me. Tyrannesis, what brings you here?
I have a few questions. I'm hoping you can answer.
Well, it is impressive that you found your way here on your own. Please, ask.
A little hesitant, but what can you tell me about the Mind Flayers?
The bastard children of Lord Cthulhu. I know them well. They exist beyond the veil of time and invade this realm. They have for aeons. It might be a bit lofty for you to understand. Basically understand that they're live in a faraway kingdom, and they're real assholes.
Sorry, I was just saying that. Just got me. Okay. I'm gonna stand up and walk over to look at the. Last time I was here, he had a table that was almost like a world map in a way. That had like a bunch of like black splotches over it in like some areas.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see that now?
Yeah, as you sort of move away the chessboard on the coffee table, you notice that it is in fact still the world map. And you notice that, it is still very much shrouded in places, but it is very much a map of the world as you know it.
Okay. I'm going to, because the last place that Terry remember not being in a cave was in Finland.
Yep.
Like that whole area. Does that look like there are black markings on it?
Yes, I would say.
Okay. These markings on your table, what do they represent?
How can I explain it to you? This is the world, and the world that I can see it, sort of, as a deity, a draconic deity. I'm able to sort of glance into the world and check in on things as if I were standing there myself. These places where there are corruption, it is more difficult to do so. Sometimes because it is hallowed ground, rival god or something. I can't look into Zeus's territory, for instance, though some of it I am privy to. But other places are almost the opposite. They are so corrupted that they are beyond my divine eyes. I could peer there with some difficulty, but it might also disrupt the balance of things. In particular, there's many spots here that are newer than others. I have a feeling you know something of what they're related to.
if what we've been fighting is what I see here, then it's been the mind flayers that we've been fighting. And whatever they're doing in my homeland and the world.
That is very troubling, but makes some deal of sense. You are very good to bring me this information, Tyrannesis Vermilaga. However, you can't really think that I know more about the Mind Flayers than your friend Asilica. Is there something else on your mind?
God damn it, look, hang on. The Dragon Council. While we've been doing this, we were helping them leave.
Sorry?
Huh? Did you say something?
Please continue.
Okay.
Sorry.
We've been helping them discover the world and what's going on. Sorry, I have no better way of putting it in how Tyrion would phrase it. And while we've been traveling, we were in Mecca, and I looked down at the table and kind of point out the general area. And we
Indeed.
And we encountered. Luke, I forget the dude that was down in the caverns. Was he a mind flayer, or was he like a humanoid, or less mind flayer, more humanoid kind of person?
He was a mind flayer, but so far he had more tentacles than any mind flayer you'd ever seen.
Okay, but he was actually a mind flayer.
Yes.
Okay. While we were there, we encountered another mind flayer that, through our eyes, brought on a dark cloud that surrounded the area. Looking at the table, does that area look like it's still darkened, or does it look like it's been removed?
No, it looks like it's actually clean. It's very bright and shiny and visible. You swear you can almost make out things moving on it.
And while we were there, this dark cloud had these creatures in it. I've never encountered things like these, but they had a crap. What would be the best way to describe it? They had a wire or lesser metal type frame to them. Beyond anything I've seen. Sorry,
I do recall that when you're... no, you're good. I do recall when you were first sent on this mission. I do remember speaking with you somewhere around there. And then I lost you when you entered that area, for it was overshadowed by some sort of concealing magic. And yes, very odd. You'll notice that some of these areas, as he gestures his clawed hand across the table from underneath its bandages, some of these areas are also concealed with various magics. Here where you were,
And he shows you, actually, it reverts back to its previous self, and you recognize a much smaller scale version of the black shadow that fallen over the city. This is what you were dealing with, I presume. It's a very odd combination of very strange, out-of-plane magics, but very clearly corrupting Minoic magics as well. Something about this area corrupted their own religion and turned it back on itself. It hid many things from my view. And indeed, that was related to many things over this area. There was a much darker shadow over this land before you cleared that area in Mecca. But when you took care of that problem, this problem became visible.
I wonder if that.
I believe one of my sons was aware of the situation. Vertigon. And in consulting with one of his friends, he sent them to deal with the matter first.
But above him,
familiar with.
Is he referring to Stormfrog?
Yes.
Okay. Crap. What was he again? He's a
Shaman.
Thank you. Yeah, his shaman friend. He's a toad, isn't he? Or like a toad humanoid being.
Yes.
Okay.
He's a frogman, as far as you know.
Yes, the frogman. There's something more to that. He was captured, and the mind flayer that we found to know as Priscilla did something to him.
Yes, he was corrupted by some sort of magic, very similar in smell to the odd goings about that you're referring to. And he waves his hand over the table, and you see sort of a shadowy cloud form, and you see the image of Vertigon, aka Theo, holding his frog friend in his arms. He has taken his friend over to the other shaman of the frog people, and you see them sort of take Stormfrog's body. They're attempting to purify the corruption and perhaps mend his wounded body, bring him some level of peace. I doubt the little creature will survive, and he'll become a part of my domain. Tragic.
Is there nothing we can do for him?
I would not concern yourself with such things at the moment, Tyrion. It is in his people's hands now. You seem to be on the right path. Your intuition that this is related to the Mind Flayers does hold water. And it does make sense for the many things that I've sensed over the material plane. If you have proof that it is in fact the Mind Flayers, this is very good for our cause, my knight. And if you have one of these creatures with you right now, and he sort of steeples his fingers and leans in towards you, you must get more answers for me, Tyrion.
Oh shit. So I gotta try and figure out how he's gonna state these things now, because I know how I would put them, but oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
What information do you want?
Everything, Tyrion. We must know who they are, where they are, and what their goals are.
If they have other deities and pantheons working with them, that is something I can help you with. If they are
And so
corrupting,
you said who they are, what they are, and what was
where
the
they
last one?
are,
And
where they are.
Okay.
It's- If they are corrupting the other powers like they were in Mecca, then that's something I might be able to help you with. If it is upsetting the balance of things, there is something that the gods must help with. I must also know how long we have. And he sort of leans back in his chair.
All right. Putting down note.
Of course.
All right. Tyrion will stand up, look at him, do a bow, and through my eyes, what knowledge I gain is yours.
Very good, my vassal. Go with the blessing of Obsidius.
Put my hand over. I put my hand over Irazaf's scale and I leave.
And as you turn to walk away, you immediately see a giant obsidian sword in your face. No.
Look, I was expecting that too.
I know. You stand up. You feel invigorated almost after that as you snap back to the real world. And you find yourself in this same room with Asilica interrogating Priscilla and Dirk standing there stoically.
Yeah. One second. No. All right.
All right.
I'm not squaring up to fight the devil. Holy shit.
We might be.
Gentlemen, the scene is yours.
Tyrion will stand up from his position and walk up to. How did you describe it? Like basically the barrier between us and Priscilla.
Is it like
It's
some
exactly
kind of
like-
some kind of membrane?
Yeah.
Yeah. Think like Gungan City.
Okay. Tyrion's gonna put his hand on it and push a little. Is it one of those kind of membranes where like I could kind of push my way through to get to the other side, or is it something that stops me right there in my tracks?
As you push it, this is like the strongest bubble you've ever felt, and it feels super slimy and gross and a little warm. And as you pull your hand away, your hand is completely clean. It's impossible to tell what this material is made out of, but it seems like you could run into this thing and it would stand still.
Okay. Well, that changes up what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna look to Asilica and Dirk. What have you gotten from her?
Nothing yet. I don't know if she's gonna be willing to help us.
Tyrion's gonna look to Priscilla. Not saying anything just quite yet. Just eyeballing her and What?
Roll me.
Hmm?
Go ahead.
I was gonna ask, what kind of facial expressions and like vibe am I kind of getting off of her?
Roll me an insight check.
14.
14. Yeah, she's not really trying to hide anything. You see that she's very upset. She's very defeated. There's still a little bit of like defiance in her, but it's more just like she's not saying anything. It's not so much like "fuck you guys." She's just very done. As you're sort of reading her, though, that's almost immediately overshadowed by the fact that you see her sewing on this teddy bear.
She's actively sewing the teddy bear, or the teddy bear has previously been sewed?
Yeah, she's like, as she's been playing with this teddy bear, she has been sewing on it.
Guys, we need
You
to get
see
that
her
out
with
of
a
our
needle and
hands.
thread.
She should not
Wait.
have that. We need to get that away from her.
Hmm.
Ooh,
I was gonna say. Oh, sorry. Go on.
can Mage Hand penetrate through?
I imagine
Yeah.
not.
It can.
Sure.
All right, I'm gonna Mage Hand and try my hardest to pull it out of her hands and get it away from her.
Okay. You go ahead and does Mage have a specific thing, or do you just make a grapple check?
Here, I can put
All
up.
it really says is, oh, okay. Carry more than 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna say opposing athletics checks.
Okay. Athletics. 24.
Oh.
Oh,
Damn.
easily. Yeah, you go and you mage hand down and you grab a hold of this teddy bear and you rip it out of Priscilla's head. She's like, "Hey!" And you see as you do this, immediately this teddy bear is just sort of opens up this mouthful of razor sharp teeth and sprouts claws and immediately starts attacking the invisible hand that's holding it. And it suddenly is just turned into a pile of buzzsaws as it's just ripping and thrashing at this invisible hand.
Dirk immediately gets ready to strike. Like, he gets into the stance. His shield is slammed in front of him, and he has his hand, and he has his arm up when the blade is active.
Okay. Yeah. Just this teddy bear thrashing in the ground like the world's angriest cat. Or in the air, excuse me.
Now, how did this come to be?
Glilb told me that she's the oh crap, what the hell do you call her? The seamstress.
Yes.
Is that correct, Luke? She's called the seamstress?
Yep. That's correct.
Whatever she sews together becomes a monster of sorts.
I was more thinking on where it came from, what kind of magic it is. How in God's name is this thing able to move around?
I don't know.
It's a talent. And she just sort of buries her hand in her knees. She buries her head in her knees as she's sitting on the ground.
How am I able to cook food that other people can eat to cast my magic? There's no really understanding magic, Dirk.
Didn't you
Just
say
understanding
yourself?
how to use it.
Didn't you yourself say your people shunned magic?
Yeah, but then there's the ones that shy away from all of that. Live for themselves.
We don't usually make it in the colonies long. But you'd know all about that, wouldn't you, Mr. Asilica?
Yeah.
I was told you were dead.
Yeah.
I'd say he looks pretty good for a dead man.
No, I'm not gonna do it. Damn it. Above game, I was gonna have Tyrion look over at Silica, poke him twice, and be like, "Nope, he's alive." But I'm not gonna do it.
It seems like the person whose job it was to decide my fate actually gave a damn about me.
It must be nice.
It is. You could have that too, Priscilla.
Her walking out of here is gonna be it's gonna depend on it how cooperative she is.
Did you need something from me, Northman?
First off, you attacked us. Let's get that straight. Second off, you took and did something to a friend of ours in my homeland. The smug attitude you have needs to go away, or I will make this go away. Now, who the hell are you? And what the hell are you doing here?
Hi, I'm Priscilla. I make monsters.
Where are the rest of you? All the other mind flayers that have come. And who the hell was that down there with you?
Oh, Queen Marveline bitch. She can die in a hole for all I care.
And you would willingly work with someone that would do that to you?
Well, I obviously didn't know she would betray me, Metal Man. Wasn't supposed to be like this. But I was more useful.
Can I insider to see if there's any bite to her words about the Queen?
Yeah, you can insight her.
5.
That's
Mind if I
okay. She
do an
rolled a
insight?
nat one.
Oh, never mind. Well
Yeah,
done.
you can roll an insight too if you want. Just so
Good
you
luck.
can pick up on this.
That'll be a 17.
You can tell that she genuinely thought that her and Queen might have been friends, and like maybe even admired her a little bit. Like, it seems like Priscilla kind of might have been a little one-sided in this friendship.
You don't have many friends, do you, Priscilla?
She glares at you really hard.
No one that
What's
you
it-
say you can really trust.
What would you know about it, Tin Man?
Well, I can tell you that my life has led a very dark path up to the point where I found my religion. I've done things that would make your blood curdle. And look where I am now. On the other side of this wall, this cell, saving the world, or at least making a damn good attempt. And what is standing before me is someone who is pitiful and sad, who has the information we need. I'm tired of playing these games, Priscilla.
Luke,
Well, then maybe you should just go ahead and get it over with. It's like you said, I don't have anyone or anything that matters, so you might as well just kill me, right? Kill the
Priscilla.
monster in the cage.
We don't
Nope.
want to take this away from you. We don't want to kill you. That's not what we do. We try to help people. You know, we don't... If you for some reason find it in yourself to trust us and to help us, we don't want to take your monsters away from you. We don't want to take your experiments away from you. We just, you know, maybe we can find a way for you to do it without it being so invasive on other people's free will. We want you to be who you want to be, Priscilla, but we can't let you destroy the world in the process. If that's your goal, then we will kill you. But if
what
it
did
isn't,
you? What
there's
did
a place
you
for
want?
you.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm done. You're good.
What did you hope to gain from all of this? You're in a holding cell, abandoned by your queen. The hell did you
she's
think
not-
is gonna happen next?
One of you go ahead and roll me a persuasion check with advantage. And decide amongst yourselves who.
Okay, so I vote me only because I have a spell that I can cast that it gives me even more points in persuasion. And I'm
Yeah.
also proficient in it.
I've only got a +1 in it, so I'm fine with that.
Yep.
Luke, would you allow me to use said spell? Or channel divinity?
Yeah, go for it.
Well, first I want to make sure I'm doing this correct. I almost put up divine smite. Whoops.
no.
Priscilla, no! Damn it, we need
Priscilla,
to.
yes.
Hey, Priscilla, how about friendship, Lightning Bolt? Oh, no!
What
That's
have I
not
done?
friendship at all. Hang on,
While
I'm
you guys
sorry,
are
I'm trying
talking, the teddy bear. While you guys are
Oh.
talking, the teddy bear is still thrashing about.
It's not going anywhere for a little bit.
Dad's just hanging there in the air.
Just going.
How long does that last?
It's a
I'm
kid's
sorry,
version, you
I'm-
can just recast it.
Fair.
I'm trying to put it up on screen, but I'm trying to figure out where it is.
It would be in your features, I believe. If it's one of your divine features. So it would be on your main page in the right-hand column, I believe.
Yeah, bottom right column, features and traits.
Shelter of the Faithful, Divine Smite, Protection, Divine Health. Oh, Channel Divinity. Yeah, Emissary of Peace. You can use your Channel Divinity to augment your presence and divine power, or with divine powers. A bonus action, you grant yourself +5 to Charisma for the next 10 minutes. So I'm going to activate that, and I'm going to Persuasion. That's going to be a 27.
Jesus.
Come at me! I am the arbiter of
Oh my
peace.
God.
Bring it, bitch. And Dirk is just going to look at her and say, he's going to reiterate, I have done bad things in my time on this planet, and I'm doing my best to right those wrongs. And then he puts out his hand as though she could join, put her hand on his and say, give us a chance.
See her look at you for a long time.
Dirk will not break
And
eye
finally-
contact.
And finally her scowl sort of caves in and softens in the middle and kind of folds on the outside corners. And And you see her eyes begin to well up. She's like, can't help us. You already took away our home. You can't save us from them. We can't hide from them now. It's too late. And he's still with them. But I'm here.
Who's still with them?
Who is he?
Priscilla, help us. Let us help you.
And you see her lift up her left hand and start playing with a ring on her finger. She said, my husband, he's still with them, making monsters for them.
If you help us, Priscilla, if you're a victim in this, just like all of us, we can make a difference if you help us. We can get your husband back.
And you see her stand up, and you see her take the thrashing doll out of the air. You let it go, Tyrion.
With hesitance, but yes.
It sort of calms down, and she sort of holds it to herself. It's like, no, we're not victims. We're monsters. We just wanted to see this through to the end. Live out the end of all things in quiet. They were gonna take the world and do whatever they wanted, and we were just gonna make monsters for them. Give them their army.
Army.
My husband, he summons the demons. He's very good at it. And she kind of holds the teddy bear to herself. I make them special. I make them stronger and faster and meaner and cuter. I'm sure you've seen them by now. I had them at my home. I was supposed to send out a shipment of them to... Well, it doesn't matter now. We were making batches of the monsters for them. Hundreds of them. We were really good at it. We were happy together. And then the frog came. He attacked my pets. Well, we already had the dragon. I thought he'd make a good pet. It was stupid of him to attack us at our home.
Tyrion turns when she says the dragon. And takes a few steps away.
We had done so much research for them. We'd made so many strides, so many new pets for us. Even these things, and she sort of points over and she walks over and pets the basilisk, who's just sort of standing in her cage at this point. Isn't he beautiful? We didn't know if the tadpoles were going to work, but they really take to the necromancy.
Immediately I look, Dirk looks to Asilica. They're experimenting with tadpoles?
That's how mind flayers are made, Dirk.
No, sorry, No, Dirk. I think Dirk picked that up at this point, but he's just saying they're mutating and experimenting on the tadpoles. Is what I meant to Silica.
That's right. These ones aren't alive anymore. We don't have many living ones left. But we have hundreds of these ones. And, well, they really want to keep ticking. So, we bring them back to life. And they send us the necromantic tadpoles, and we make more pets out of them. The demons really like that. The magic works so well together.
I'm trying to remember if Dirk knows about Yanogu.
No.
No, okay. Then Dirk remains quiet.
Still turned around a few steps away, Tyrion pipes up. You said you're making an army. For who?
Not for Darkwater. He's in charge. He controls everything from worlds away.
Darkwater. Is that name at all anywhere in the Silica's mind?
Yes. That is who Glillope said that he worked for.
Okay. And that's he's in charge of the whole thing. Like all of what's happening.
That's what it sounds like.
Where is Darkwater?
Oh gods, if I know. Sometimes I don't even know if he's real. And I don't actually know if it's a he either. Shouldn't really be assuming, I guess.
Or is there someone that like is real that talks to them, or
Queen's seen him. Queen moves around a lot. She is sort of a liaison, if that makes sense. Also, the witness, only because he keeps us all connected.
and where's the
He's
witness?
supposedly... He was in charge of the attack on Kattegat. He came with us. I don't know where he is now.
A darker kind of like shroud starts to envelop over Tyrion as he's fighting back the urge to go into a rage and beat the shit out of her.
Is there a base of operations anywhere?
Our finances come from a noble, some Fey Lord. What was his name? Leaf something.
Gilderleaf?
That's the one.
Oh, great.
What?
Yes.
That's above characters or above game. Sorry. Fuck.
And it's not making an army. We kind of already have one.
That much is pretty clear. Do you know where they're going to attack next?
Yes.
Will you tell me?
You see her start to cry. We're not done attacking Kattegat.
Tyrion turns
Shit.
around and stares daggers at her.
It's at that point that all of you feel and hear a much more significant rumble.
Yep.
Yeah, I knew it.
Or Silica's gonna book it to the bridge,
Okay.
just leaving her there.
Okay. What about the rest of you?
Tyrion's gonna get up and really close to the barrier and be like, I'm not done with you yet. Turn and head to the bridge.
And then as Tyrion rounds the corner just out of earshot, Dirk is just gonna look at her and say in kind of a sad voice, just, "Don't let this be the end of you. You can do better. You can be better." And then he immediately books after Tyrion.
As you go to walk out the door, Dirk, you hear the sound of something slumping to the ground and Priscilla weeping.
Aw.
Mhm.
I know part of me is supposed to hate her, but that's still, aw.
Yeah.
You guys did really good on her. You did a real good number on that woman.
He
As
made
the
her
lot
cry.
of you, as the
I was
lot
gonna
of
say,
you,
and as a man,
oh,
makes feel no man.
as a lot of you are running down the hallway, you feel more shaking about the Trimoctobula, and you make it to the bridge in order to see just in time to see basically Liv and Kark and Salim all sort of in the helms of the Nautiloid, in a sort of stunned stupor as as Ampho sort of looks at you all and says, "Ah, you're all here. I've detected more. Excuse me. I've detected more seismic activity. It's growing now."
Tyrion's gonna hop into crap. What the hell are the positions again? He's gonna take a seat and then get into the not the processor, but the one that I've been taking.
Are you trying to be the captain, the gunner, the
Gunner
gunner? Okay, and then
It's a
Dirk
processor.
immediately.
processor.
Oh, that
okay,
is the
thank
process.
you.
Dirk immediately runs over to the battery and gets onto his mat and brings up shields.
Before Tyrion gets in his helm or gets in his thing, he's gonna pull him aside real quick.
What's up?
We should let the others know what's going on.
We will, but we might need to do that after this.
We might need them to turn around and go back. They're on their way to the Feywild. We need to go back to Kattegat.
Oh crap! Above game, who had the compact? Oh shit! I gave that to Mac.
That you
Oh,
did.
you?
Tyrion pats
Yeah.
himself down. I don't have the compact on me.
Wait, hang on. Where's Violetto and Vertigon above
Good
game?
question.
Okay, well then,
Tyrion would be the only one to really know where they're at right now. They're not on the ship.
Fun.
Crap. It's just us then.
And with that sinking realization, and the walls literally shaking and rocks falling, all about the Nautiloid. I think that is probably a good time for us to end the session.
Yep.
Fuck.
That's a good line to end on too.
Uh,
Good job, guys.
Is the next session what the others have been getting up to?
we
Not a
might
bad call.
We might need to make it out of here first. God damn it,
I
Luke.
don't hate the idea. I was gonna say I don't hate the idea of leaving this on just suspenseful words. Brain
That's the best time. Leave it on a cliffhanger.
That
cliffhanger.
is-
That's the word. Jesus, my brain just shut off on me.
the tricks of a DM. Well done, Luke. Well done.
Thank you.
Well, as we close out our session for tonight, start off with Mike.
Yeah.
How you doing there? Chill.
Still a little angry, still a little messed up in the head, but that goddamn sword's not on my person anymore, so we'll be okay. I don't have anything to plug because I don't do anything Twitch wise, so
Fair. Our cliffhanger DM, Luke.
Guys, my grip's slipping. Please don't leave me on this cliff. Guys.
That's
it was a cliff of your making.
Hang on a second. I got this. Wait, Luke. I'll give you a hand. Enjoy the fall. No.
Damn.
And Brent, where can they find you?
Well, when I'm not destroying people's eardrums with my wondrous sound alerts, you can find me on twitch.tv/Zetimus, where I am playing games.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yay.
Thanks, guys. Love you too.
And I guess that brings it around to me. I am, quick say, long live the DM. Weird. That brings us to me. I am WillSpan1025. If you've watched this live, thank you for being here. If not, we will catch you in the VODs or on YouTube. And yeah, we will
Huzzah!
have to figure out what the hell is going on next time. All right, night, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Bye.